Good evening, friends, and welcome to Heart of Indie Radio. Tonight, I'm really excited to chat with the one and only talented and gorgeous Natalie Jean. We're really excited to talk with Natalie because not only is she a beautiful artist, but she truly has a positive outlook on life, and she's always uplifting others with her quotes on social media. And it's just great to have someone like you on the show. So please welcome Natalie. How are you?
I am well. How are you?
Yeah, doing really well. I just would love our listeners to get a chance to sort of understand your journey as both a a singer-songwriter, an indie artist, and just kind of like how you ended up in the music world. Was there someone that, invited you into this world with their talents? Yeah, just who was that person, if anyone?
So my musical journey is kind of weird. I never knew that I would be in music, although I grew up around music. So my
Yeah.
father, Robert Jean, is a famous Haitian singer. So he would sing around the house all the time, and then he'd go to shows all the time. But that was never going to be my thing. I love to dance. I really love to
Yeah.
dance. Still can dance. I still can groove a little bit. But I still the whole singing thing was not a thing for me because one, I was extremely shy, and I never thought that I could get on stage. One, remember lyrics, and two, perform in front of people. But after college, I moved to New York. I was there for about 5.5 years, and I was going through a lot of stuff. So I started writing spiritual poetry. And my parents were like, well, why don't you turn some of these poetry poems into songs? And like, oh, maybe, I don't know. And I didn't even know that or think that I could sing. And so my father actually gave me one or two of his songs to translate into English. And we did a demo. I actually did one. But even after I did the demo, I still wasn't in the right frame of mind to really push or do anything with the music. So I think about a year later, I decided, oh, let me just send my music out into the internet world. And group, the now defunct tape music group, saw my music and they heard it and they loved it. And they said, oh, we wanted to do an album for you. So my first album, Obsession, was created through them. I had to fly to Oklahoma and record the album. The song Mission on there, I like to talk about that one because that's the one that I created on my own, the music and lyrics. I did it all by myself. And then we released it, but they weren't really doing what they were supposed to be doing. So I left Tape Music Group, and then I just started pushing my music on my own. And when I do something, I become truly obsessed and crazy about it. So I was just all over the internet, finding different sites to get on, get my music on, be seen and heard. And then that's when the music just blew up. The second album was a jazz album. Third album was a French album, French pop album. The fourth album was my Haitian album. Then I had a pop English album. Then I had my last album, which is Where We Go From Here, Social Impact Message album, which was more Americana. And then I released a bunch of singles. And I love music. Music has just been my saving grace. I feel like it's just been something that I was meant to do. Although when I was younger, I didn't know that. And I used to watch this. I'm dating myself now. I used to watch Sanford and Son, and I love jazz. Jazz is my first love. And so Red Fox used to sing this Stormy Weather by Lena Horne because that was his favorite lady. And I just fell in love with music back then. And so it just exploded. But I would have to say, to answer your question, that my father would probably be the person that inspired me to sing out of every artist that I've seen out there.
That's awesome. And I love the journey, the progression of what you shared, that you kind of were in a different mindset, early on. And, you had this incredibly talented father. He was singing and you were like, oh, that's cool. I like music. I'm going to dance. And then the poetry that obviously was deeply within your soul started to come out. And then that's
Right.
what started the kind of that entrance into actually being a singer. And I think that's incredible. I can certainly, when I listen to your music, I can really hear what a strong lyricist you are and how much thought you've put into the words. They really move. Like, even if I were to just listen to your song and close my eyes and then look
Right.
at the lyric sheet without music, it just comes alive. And I think that that's something that is a really true gift. And I'd
Thank
love
you.
to know if in, because I know you've been traveling a lot and performing, and would you say that now with everything that's going on, in the world, it's an interesting time. Would you say that when you do get a chance to connect with people, whether it's a virtual performance or, you've got a gig somewhere, would you say that there's a different kind of energy between you and the audience that perhaps 2 years ago wasn't there, just because people are, I don't know, they probably are thankful to be listening to live music?
That's a great question. Yes, definitely. I just performed at the Rockwood Music Hall in New York City, and before each song, I like to talk about what the song means to me, and I divulge a lot of personal stuff about me, and so there is definitely a greater connection. I think I've always been out. Well, not always, because I was very shy as a kid. As I've grown older and gained a lot of experience, I've become more outspoken, and so I'm not afraid to talk about things that have happened in my life, because I think that once you talk about them, sometimes it can help somebody else get through the things that they need to get through. So during that performance, I did talk about things, and I was a lot more open, and people could relate to what I was saying, and some people gasped at some of the things that I was saying. But I think there's a greater connection because of the fact that we've all had to go through a pandemic, and we all have had to really become introspective, really think about who we are as artists, as people in this world, and how we all connect in this world somehow. So, definitely there's a greater connection because of everything that we've been through the past couple of years or 6 years. Crazy.
That's awesome. And I hope one day I get to hear you live and get a chance to listen to you tell your stories. I think that's, I think being a great storyteller definitely is something that as a musician and as a songwriter, it's really a privilege to be able to tell those stories. And then, like you said, someone else hears them and connects with them, and it blesses their life, or they think, hey, I'm not alone. I really identify with what you're saying. And I think that that's fantastic. It must feel really good when you have those moments where people are like, yeah, that's awesome.
Because sometimes, I love the music industry, but it's hard. And sometimes you think, oh my gosh, can I really do this? It's so much work and stuff like that. And then somebody will email you, or somebody will give you a comment that said, oh my God, this song or your music made a difference in my life. Then you realize, okay, universe, I'm going to continue, but I need some. But definitely, I agree.
That's awesome. Well, I'd love for our listeners to continue obviously supporting you and your career, purchasing your music, following you on social media. So if you could just tell us how we can keep up with everything that's Natalie Jean, that would be fantastic.
All right. So my website is www.natalie-jean.com. Facebook is Natalie Jean Obsession. Twitter is NatNat7. Instagram is NatalieJ0819. I also have Natalie Jean Music as well. I'm on Clubhouse, or you can just Google me, and I'm on TikTok and Natalie Jean Music. And half the other stuff, I don't even remember what the platforms are, because we just have things. It's hard to come up with everything. So I just tell people, just Google me. If you type in Natalie Music, you'll find me on all the platforms that I'm on. And you can stream me everywhere: Spotify, Apple, Pandora, whatever. It's out there. You can find me.
Awesome. Well, you heard it from Natalie Jean. Just Google her, Natalie Jean. That's Jean. And we're going to be listening to your music a little bit later. A lovely single called "Authentically Me," which I feel is just absolutely gorgeous and perfect for the show. So I just want to thank you so much for sharing your journey with us and talking to us about music and how you got your start. Listeners, please DM us both on Twitter and on Instagram at Heart of Indie. Let us know what you thought of tonight's special guest, Natalie Jean, and please show her your respect and love like you always do with our fantastic guests. All right. Have a great evening, Natalie, and we're going to get back to the music right here on Heart of Indie Radio.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.